thing I want to talk about execution. This is actually one of the most important things. And I will explain a lot about my experiences in this. I found that you can come up with whatever idea you want. You could create PowerPoint slides on it. You could create tons of a plan on it. But if you don't execute, it's not going to go anywhere, right? And so this is what I did. And what I put here is exactly what I did. I set a deadline. My deadline was RealtorQuest. RealtorQuest was on May 5th, and I said, I need to launch on May 5th. I don't care what happens, my website has to be live by this date, right? So on approximately January 15th is when I came up with the idea, and I started working on it. It wasn't a lot of time, it was less than 5 months that I had to get, it was actually like 4.5 months I had to get my site done. This is from it just being a eureka moment while I was driving my car, right, to me launching my website. So I have a deadline. I launched on May 5th. Okay, I created a scope of work document. Within 30 days, I got this document done. And what this is every single thing that you think that a consumer is going to do on your website. You need to have it outlined. So if they click this button, what are the options that are going to come up? If they click this, what will happen? And it's creating this document. So it's creating this massive map, right? And then it's creating a list of all the resources and all the content that they're going to experience when they click on these things, or what happens when they enter in when the postal code is there. Simple thing. Enter in a postal code, but the postal code is entered as character, number. If it's the wrong format, what happens at that point? All these things have to be done. This is all in my document. The final thing: gather and allocate resources. I'm going to get into the resources. If anybody has ever created an invention, started a company, or done anything, you will relate to this, okay? One, there are three main things. You have to have financial support, you need to have time, and you need to have family and friend support, okay? So the first thing, financial. I said that, how are you going to support yourself during this endeavor? Because for me, as soon as I decided I'm going to do this, I forgot about everything else. I have 2 other companies that I own and I operate. I didn't even spend a day there. I focused only on my website, right? So I wasn't making any other money. This was it. I said I'm doing this idea. I'm going to do this. I had some savings. I said I'm going to live off my savings. Next thing, how are you going to be using your savings? And the key thing, are you willing to lose your savings? Because you know what? This might not work, right? And you have to be willing to risk it. Okay? If you're not willing to risk it, do not do it, because the risk is way too high, right? Anytime you start a new business, you can lose it all, right? And so I set an amount out. I said I'm willing to lose this money, right? If I make it, I make it. If I lose it, I lose it. It's fine. The time, part-time or full-time. I genuinely believe that you need to be full-time. If you're going to do any business, you got to put everything behind it. No one else is going to believe in your product if you don't believe in your own product. Okay. And finally, family and friend support. If you're willing to do all of that, you better make sure that your spouse, your relatives, everybody's behind you on this. Because if they're not, you're going to have naysayers. And having the naysayers being close people to you can really discourage you, because there are a lot of hurdles, tons of hurdles that I faced, and I overcame them. Be committed, and that's where do not give up, right? And like I said, things might not go as planned, and this always happened. I got to hurdle, my developers would say, well, this can't happen. We can't, they used to tell me all the time, we can't get May 5th done. So my choice was either I move my date, or I say, put more developers on there. I don't care. Charge me more money. Just get it done, right? That's what I had to do. I was committed throughout the whole process. Be agile. You got to be willing to adapt. And a very good example for this is that I actually created a landing page. My landing page was geared towards real estate agents as well as the homeowners. And what ended up happening was I loved it. It was a great landing page. I thought it was beautiful. And I showed it to a few of my trusted advisors, and they said, "Are you an idiot? This is stupid. I'm confused. I don't know. Am I here for a real estate agent? Am I here as a consumer? What is it for?" It's at this point that everything shifted for me. It became a consumer-based website, and we redesigned the whole landing page. And if you go to the landing page now, if you're not, the only way you know it's for real estate, only place a real estate agent can go to is this little button on the top where it says Realtors click here, right? Other than that, the whole site is designed for the consumer, right? And the reason it was done that way, we had to simplify the website, right? And I had to redesign it. We lost a full week in redesigning our homepage, right? But I did it, right? And the reason is I was brainstorming throughout the whole process. It wasn't that I came up with the idea, that's it. It was every single night, I outsourced my development. So my life literally was like 20 hours a day working on this, because at 10 o'clock at night, I would log in onto Skype and I'd be talking to my developers all the way to like 4 o'clock in the morning. I would get some sleep, get up in the morning, talk to my developers again, and be like, okay, what did you guys accomplish during the day? And then I would go to work, and during work, all I'd be doing is working my site, because they would have a bunch of questions for me, and I would have to get back to them by the evening, right? So, anyways, okay, so next, so this goes back to the reflection. It says, at the end of each week, what I did is I looked back and saw, see what goals were actually achieved. I set goals for myself, and I said, did I achieve them? Then I look back and said, so how could I have been more efficient? Could I have actually done some more work, given the developers better instructions, and improved on this? And then going forward, my next week's goals, I made sure that I incorporated everything that I reflected on. And I never lost sight of my end goal. That was very important. So now, this is what we're here to talk about. Where is real estate actually headed? I've